What happened to those who disbelieve Allah? Part 14. Hello everyone, and welcome to this video discussing the story of Salwa in the Quran and its implication for those who disbelieve in Allah. As Muslims, we firmly believe in the supremacy of Allah and recognize the importance of adhering to His commandments and avoiding what He has forbidden. The Quran contains numerous stories and examples that highlight the consequences of rebellion and the reward of obedience. In this video, we will delve into the account of Salwa, the miraculous sustenance provided by Allah to the Israelites during their journey through the wilderness. The story recounts how Allah bestowed Salwa, a heavenly food, upon the Israelites as a means of nourishment during their arduous journey. However, Allah set certain guidelines for its consumption, instructing the Israelites to gather only what they needed for each day, and not to hoard or waste it. This served as a test of their obedience and trust in Allah's provisions. Regrettably, some among the Israelites failed this test and disobeyed Allah's commandments regarding the consumption of Salwa. They disregarded the restrictions and accumulated more than their fair share, driven by greed and a lack of trust in Allah's continued sustenance. Their disobedience demonstrated a refusal to acknowledge Allah's authority and a lack of gratitude for His blessings. As a consequence of the rebellion, the disobedient individuals were deprived of the blessings associated with Salwa. Their hoarded supplies spoiled, leaving them with nothing to eat. This deprivation served as a punishment for the disobedience and a stark reminder of the consequences of defying Allah's commands. Through the story of Salwa, we are reminded that disobedience carries severe consequences. By disregarding Allah's guidance, we risk losing His blessing and experiencing hardships. It serves as a cautionary tale, urging us to reflect on our own actions and strive for obedience in all facets of our life. As we explore this narrative, let's contemplate the importance of obeying Allah's commandments and the gratitude that comes with acknowledging His blessings. May this video inspire us to introspect and make a conscious effort to align our actions with Allah's teachings. By doing so, we can cultivate a sense of gratitude, invite abundance into our lives, and ultimately strengthen our relationship with Allah. Now, let's delve deeper into the story of Salwa and uncover the valuable lessons it holds for us. Prophet Moses, asked Allah for supplies to feed the Israelites when they were in the wilderness, and Allah responded by sending Salwa, manna and quail. The story of this event is mentioned in several places in the Quran, including Surah Al-Baqarah, Surah Al-Araf, and Surah Taha. In Surah Al-Baqarah, it is mentioned that when the Israelites asked Prophet Musa for food, he supplicated to Allah saying, "Our Lord, send us from heaven a table spread with food, that it may be a repast for us, for the first of us and for the last of us, and a sign from you. And provide us with sustenance, for you are the waiter of sustainers." In response to Prophet Musa's supplication, Allah sent Salwa, a miraculous food that was sufficient to sustain the Israelites' needs for an extended period. The story of Salwa is regarded as a symbol of Allah's mercy and provision, as well as a reminder of the importance of trust and obedience to Allah in times of need. Allah sent Salwa, manna and quail, to the Israelites during their journey in the wilderness, without they were delivered from slavery in Egypt. The word-for-word timing of this event is not specified in the Quran, but it is often believed to have occurred during the Israelites' 40 years of wandering in the desert in pursuit of their escape from Egypt. Manna and quail, or Salwa, refers to miraculous food that is mentioned in the Quran. Salwa was a type of supply that was sent from heaven as a souvenir from Allah to feed the Israelites. It is described as a sweet, white substance that could be gathered hands and was sufficient to sustain the Israelites' needs for an extended period. The likelihood and texture of Salwa, manna, are not specified in detail in Islamic sources, and there are variegated interpretations and opinions among scholars and commentators. In the Quran, it is described as a pure, sweet dew, and a sustenance sent upon you from the sky. It is moreover mentioned that it could be cooked or baked, and that it tasted like honey cakes. Some Islamic scholars and commentators have suggested that Mun Salwa was a kind of sweet and sticky substance that resembled honey or syrup, while others have suggested that it was a type of grain or seed that was ground and used as flour or made into bread. According to some accounts, Mun Salwa settled on the ground during the night when the dew fell, and it was planted by the Israelites in the morning. While the word-for-word way that Mun Salwa settled on the ground is not specified in Islamic sources, it is often understood to have been a miraculous provision from Allah, sent to the Israelites to sustain them during their journey through the wilderness. Some scholars have suggested that it may have been a kind of dew that was infused with nourishing properties by Allah's command, while others have suggested that it was supernatural substance that was directly created by Allah for the betterment of the Israelites. The Israelites were initially pleased and grateful when Allah sent lanugo mun salwa, manna and quail, to them in the wilderness. They saw it as a souvenir and a manna from Allah, and they ate it gladly. However, as time passed, some of the Israelites became ungrateful and disobedient, weeping because of the supplies and taxing that they are given something else to eat. They started to long for the types of supplies they used to eat in Egypt, and they began to doubt Allah's worthiness to provide for them in the wilderness. The Quran mentions this ungratefulness and mutiny in several places, as it is mentioned that some of the Israelites said, "We are tired of this one kind of food. So undeniability upon your Lord to bring along for us of what the earth grows, of its herbs, its cucumbers, and its garlic, and its lentils, and its onions." Despite their ungratefulness, Allah helped them to provide for the Israelites and guide them through their journey in the wilderness. When some of the Israelites refused to eat mun o salwa, manna and quail, and complained to Allah, Allah became displeased with them for their lack of gratitude and trust. In the Quran, it is mentioned that Allah punished them by causing them to wander in the wilderness for 40 years until the very generation that had disobeyed Him died out. The Quran mentions that Mun Salwa sent to the Israelites as a test of their faith and obedience. Some Israelites complained about the supplies and were punished for their disobedience, while others were grateful and received blessings from Allah. Mun Salwa was described as a supply that was easy to siphon and could be stored for a long time. According to some traditions, it was so light and easy to eat that it did not make the Israelites feel hungry or thirsty. The Israelites were instructed to collect only as much mun salwa as they needed for the day, and not to store any extra. However, some Israelites disobeyed this writ and hoarded mun salwa, causing it to spoil and vamp worms. The story of mun salwa is often used as a metaphor for trust in Allah's provision and the importance of gratitude and contentment. It is moreover seen as a reminder of the consequences of mutiny and ingratitude. Some scholars have suggested that mun salwa may have been a type of resin that was extracted from unreputable trees in the wilderness, while others have suggested that it may have been a type of slime that grew on the trees. In some Jewish traditions, mun salwa is associated with the holiday of Sukkot, which commemorates the Israelites' journey in the wilderness. It is said that during these holidays, Jews eat a dish named manna kugel, which is made with sweet noodles, raisins, and cinnamon to symbolize the sweetness of mun salwa. In conclusion, the story of mun salwa is a powerful reminder of the importance of obedience to Allah's commands and the consequences of disobedience. It shows us that Allah provides for us in ways that we may not expect or understand, and that we should trust in His provisions and follow His guidance. We should strive to be like the righteous among the Israelites who obeyed Allah's commands and were happy with resilience and protection. We should moreover learn from the mistake of those who disobeyed and were punished for their disobedience. As Muslims, we must remember that our goal is to please Allah and to earn His forgiveness and mercy. We should constantly seek His guidance and strive to obey His commands, both in our daily lives and in our interactions with others. We hope that this video has been informative and inspiring, and that it has encouraged you to reflect on the importance of obedience to Allah. Thank you for watching.